My name is Komakesh Christopher, Member of Parliament, Aro County. Mr. President,
Member of Parliament for
Aro County, Pade District.
Aro
County, Pade District.
Okay.
Mr. President, homosexuality is about sexual intercourse. When you look at sexual intercourse, it's a thing of the brain. Sexual intercourse has nothing to do with the genitalia. In the brain, there is a small piece, an organ, so small, the size of a lentil. It's called the limbic system. It's what decides for a human being to be happy or not happy. And when you look at sexual intercourse, when you are having sexual intercourse, that's the greatest pleasure you can ever have as a human being. We equate it to a degree of more than 150 degrees. Mr. President, you'll get to agree that human beings operate on electrical current. Now, should you gain electrical current higher than the what your brain can get, you obviously run mentally sick. You go derailed. But let me narrow my discussion to homosexuality. Homosexuality, obviously, just like other doctors agreed, it's more to do with a psychological perspective rather than a medical perspective. When you are declared mentally sick, that's the word we use, there is evidence that you have more or less neurotransmitters. Those are dopamines. I won't go through that. But with homosexuality, it has nothing to do with that. Why do they go for the anal opening? The anal opening has a thin layer, just similar to a female genital area. Now, when they go for the anal opening, the brain is set in a way that it remembers sweetness more than bitterness. How do you explain the fact that a woman who cries during labor goes back again to the same man who impregnated her? Meaning the brain records more of pleasure than displeasure. These people, when they go for homosexuality, the person who induces it rewards the person who is committing the act too. That's why you see right now, they are promoting more of the young children. When they ask them into homosexuality, they reward them with money. When they ask you to engage in homosexuality, they give you visa. So it's a reward. It's more of the carrot and the stick. If they were giving sticks, if they are not giving money and visa to these children who are committing to it, they will not be in it. So, Mr. President, madness has nothing to do with homosexuality. It's more of a behavior. You give me a sweet, I promote the behavior. You take the sweet, I don't go on with the behavior. Thank you so much, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you very much.
Then through the science of evolution, that gene would have become weakened and it would have become extinct. So homosexuals would have become extinct if it was genetic because they don't reproduce themselves. That's the basic science. So what is known is that it is as a result of the environment where individuals live. You have asked a question, Your Excellency, that even in the olden days, there were few people described as homosexuals in our old times. And you say, so what could have caused? What is known is that these could have been as the result of broken families. When you look at the documented history of most homosexuals, you will find maybe there was lack of support and hatred from one of the parents, and then there is attraction to another opposite sex. So it is more to do with the environment in which our children come up. So environmental factors, the nurture. So it is the behavior which you develop and the psychological impact on your brain as you grow that makes you develop these homosexual traits, but not biological conditions.
Very good.
Finally, Your Excellency, as Dr. Yume said, even the anatomy of a human being, the sexual organs are made different from the anal canal. In the anal canal, there is a sphincter. And the way God created us is that the anal sphincter repels whatever comes from outside and expels whatever comes from inside. So So there is no way, even the wisdom of God, He could have made a provision for sexual intercourse through the anal cavity. So the science doesn't support that. So it's more of the environment, the nature, the psychological impact on one's brain, and what causes madness, again, are usually environmental factors. Somebody has lost a loved one or has had a catastrophe, then he gets severe depression and mania, you get schizophrenia where somebody gets mental derangement. It is also more to do with the environmental factors surrounding you. So the science is known, and therefore they should not confuse us that somebody is born gay. Homosexuality is a behavior which is learned, and it can be unlearned. And there are very many testimonies from people who have been homosexuals, who have been cancelled, and they have abandoned and gone back to normal life. Thank you.
Now, I want to congratulate the honorable members of parliament on your stand on the Ebitingwa. That's what the Banyankwele call what they call homosexuals. Congratulations. I congratulate you for that strong stand. It is good that you rejected the pressure from the imperialists. And this is what I told them. Whenever they come to me, I say, you please shut up. I congratulate you for making this very strong stand. And I congratulate all the other Ugandans, the bishops, the other religious people, and the citizens. Europe is lost. So they also want us to be lost. But in order to fight, we must be patriotic. If we are parasitic in the mind of a parasite, there's no way you can fight. That's how you become a prostitute. Because you fear to sacrifice, you fear difficulties. Somebody says, I will give you money if you become a prostitute. Those who like easy life end up as prostitutes. And that's what they want us to be. They want Africa to be prostitutes. Do what we don't believe in because we want money. So I told Anita Mong, you tell, and I've come now to tell you here. Anita Mong, you tell those people that we can fight, but we must be patriots.
In the US and other developed countries, there is medical therapy that is used to actually transform these people into the normal lives that they were before. Because a number of the homosexuals later in life regret their actions and they want to revert back, especially those that change their sexes, those that go into surgery and maybe or take these medications or hormones, and then they turn into either men or women. In future, when they grow up, they regret their actions, and there is therapy to turn them back into what they were.
How many, the figures she gave, the ones who have become back?
Your Excellency, it is estimated from just one doctor that over 1,000, there were more than 1,000.
Sharon's letter and what she says in her book. There is a book she wrote that is called Stand for the Family. I'm sure some of you have seen it. But she talks about the agency or an NGO that they have formed that she talked about. It is called Sexual Orientation Change Effort. It is an agency, it's already existing in their country. And so, Honorable Pendi said they are willing to bring it here to help those of our people who have got themselves into that area and they want to change. So they have some doctors and they have a system that helps to change those people to being normal again. So if we put the law that criminalizes all these other things they do in our society, but for those who want to change, provide a formula through which they can change to becoming normal again, I think our law will be complete. That's what I think.